We're at the potato patch today. Welcome friends to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel and we are going to be harvesting our potatoes today. And as you can see, they're pretty much dead. There's a little bit of green here and there, but they're not going to do much growing after that. You can certainly leave them in the ground longer. I'm sure I'll get lots of questions on that. Yes, you can. They'll just continue to get stronger skins for storage. But we have a lot of rain in the forecast. I like harvesting my potatoes when they're nice and dry, and I don't plan on storing most of these. We plan on canning them. So we love our canned potatoes. I see a couple problems in here that I'll talk to you about, share with you why it happened, why I didn't address it. Is irrelevant, but I'm going to share with you my style of growing potatoes, put in some clips on how it's done year over year, and then maybe give you some ideas if you haven't grown potatoes before and what you can expect. So this is about a 22-foot by 2-foot wide space I have where I grew my potatoes. And all I did when I grew them, oh, this is a nice one, was beautiful. Laid, I had this raked this soil flat. The soil here has only ever been deep mulch, no dig. Nice. Laid the soil flat, by raking it, just kind of made it level, I guess I should say. And laid a potato on top of the soil, sprinkled it with some bone meal, and then put a dressing of nice. A dressing, look at that one. I'm going to show you all of them. I love digging for potatoes. It's always so fun. Laid a dressing of old hay on top. Now when I find one that's a problem, I'll show you. So do you guys see that green? You don't want that to happen to your potatoes. Now some will question, I'll just say what we do, okay? This, to me, is still edible. I'll just cut the green off and we'll chunk up the rest and can it. You don't want to eat green potatoes. It becomes toxic at that point. So look, I'm just pushing back the soil. Hopefully you guys can see that. Nice potatoes coming just cleanly. They don't grow into the ground too much this way. Again, just push the hay back. This is called Ruth Stout gardening for anyone that's never heard of it. And lots of nice little new potatoes, good for roasting. And anything that you leave in the ground, these little babies, you will get a surprise potato plant next year. It doesn't take much for a potato to thrive. So this one too had the green, and I'll tell you why that happens. Now, that is a beautiful potato, but potatoes will get green like this when you don't hill them properly. And what I should have done is I put the hay on once when I planted them, and I should have come back, and as they grew, every time the plant got 6 or so inches tall, put more hay on to protect it from the sun, because this hay breaks down fast and sunlight can get down to the tubers, and that's what causes whatever the photosynthesis process is that makes the potatoes take on too much sun exposure. And so that's my fault. I deal with this quite frequently because I don't end up getting out here and hilling my potatoes in time. So if you haven't grown potatoes yet and are just thinking about it, that's something that you're going to want to do. But that being said, we have lots and lots of good potatoes with lots of roly-polies in here. That's another reason, I should say, another reason why you might want to pull your potatoes sooner rather than later is just if you deal with slugs, roly-polies, things like that, like I do, Just don't give them a chance to take hold and eat your crop. If I left these in here very long, they would just start having their way with them and leave me with very little undamaged harvest. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
Good.
You left your coffee.
Thanks.
Some nice looking potatoes.
Yeah, we've gotten some good ones.
Couple green ones.
Green ones, yeah. We'll just cut that bad part off.
Yeah.
Here's some really big ones.
These must be the russets.
Yeah. Russets. Oh, I don't think I said that. Russets and Kennebecks. That's the variety I grow. Yep. Lots of roly-polies.
Yeah. That's a little baby still.
Why is it not coming out? Oh, the wrong side.
Oh. Any plans? What?
You gonna help me?
Yeah, you're like half done already by the time I wake up and get my bearings.
I just think for security measure, I like to have Todd just go through with a potato fork once and just make sure nothing dug itself deep down in the soil. Typically they don't, but every now and then you find a couple.
So do you have any plans for a fall crop right here?
No.
No?
They're all the way to the... And under here's where the russets are. Oh, he was ready to grow again still.
Yeah.
See what I mean by some of them grew like down in?
Yeah,
it's
every
weird.
now and then there's one that's finding pretty good just by raking your hand across.
You keep throwing dirt back on the ones you already harvested. So instead of going and grabbing the potato fork for Todd, we decided this garden bed has not been broad forked probably in 2.5 years, maybe even 3 years. It's not something that you necessarily need to do every single year, but we noticed that the soil looked a little compacted. So it's something that we used to do when we first started our garden. We would broad fork every spring and every fall. But once we got our soil nice and loose and enough nice, beautiful growing conditions, we didn't feel the need to do it every year. But taking the chance right now to give it some aeration. Yep. While we look for any hidden potatoes. That's a good haul for today.
Good job. Hey, we'll need a bigger wagon.
Turned into a fuzzy mess. Oh my gosh.
It is
hot and
hot. Oh yes.
Smoggy. My glasses are steaming up. But great harvest, huh? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's one of our best potato harvests.
Yeah, some great looking big ones, some little
Yeah.
ones.
plenty with the sunburn issue, but that's okay. We'll manage around that. We'll still have plenty to put up for the next couple of years. Went ahead while I was out here and did a big harvest of tomatoes, some bell peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, just everything that was ready to pull in.
Some of your beans over there are starting to look really healthy.
Oh.
They're all like sticking out like that long.
My beans? Those fake ones
The
that
ones,
I didn't know what they were?
The ones that
Oh,
you don't
okay.
know what they were, that were by the beets or whatever. Mystery beans.
Mystery beans, yes. Okay, well, thanks for your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Pigs knocked over their water, though, so we got to go give them more water.
Yeah, it was getting low. Once it gets low, they start rubbing against it, and eventually they just knock it over. Plus, I think they compromised all the soil underneath it, too. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely link to the Ruth Stout playlist, several videos on growing things Ruth Stout method. And as you can see, you don't have to deal with a lot of dirt and filth and digging. I mean, that's as dirty as I got, and I haven't washed my hands, so not too bad. So,
I still think about that one year when you decided we're not going to Ruth Stout, we're going to do soil, and we had to hand dig every single potato, and it sucked, and you said we're never doing that again.
Right. So definitely our preferred method here, and we have not seen a yield difference from the 1 year that we did try growing in ground. Other than we don't deal with sunburn as bad. That would be the only benefit.
Yeah, and you could have prevented that. If we would have put more hay on it this year, we could have
I told him that.
prevented it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, see you guys on the next video, and happy growing and gardening where you are.
Bye, guys. Turned out awesome.